That's not a good habit. You can grab you with those lips. You can grab you with those lips. There is no chance. That's a good thing for you. Nobody said go backwards. So you misunderstood. You misunstood that energy. Yeah, see what I mean? Just rubbing your nose. That's my girl. Oop, oop. Raph, lay down. Come on, Serpent. Licking and chewing in the shadows. Had all the time in the world to come explore all this. I know, we only got to the final part of phase 1. I didn't even get to start turning my head. No, I know you're great, but you don't get a cookie for everything. You'd get too fat before we ever got there. You would get too fat before we ever got there. Careful, stay with me. Uh-oh. There you are. I saw you leaving me. And see where her butt ended up? Her mind stopped, but her body was still going. I couldn't go forward because this part stopped, so I had to go somewhere. And that's a bad habit to get. But I just wanted to illustrate that because I'm not in the proper position to defend that, block that. I could have, when I saw it was going to happen, I could have asked her front end to slow down sooner and not turn into me. Go forward. There you are. Just stop and think. I know you think you know what's going to happen next all the time. And that's good. I want you to... What is the word? Not assume, anticipate. But not assume. Fine line you cross. Your belly. Belly's gonna get tickled. Don't move the front. Forward. There it is. Okay. Slight loss of attention there. Oh, you can give a cookie to that though. Connected right back. Just have it nice and low and calm. Calm like a lady. Not like a little alligator. There. That's better. You're not an alligator. I wasn't directing that direction. There you go. It's almost exactly the same way. It's almost exactly the same way. See how smart she is, huh? How easy it gets when she pays attention. How little we have to do if we're paying attention, and how much extra we got to do when we don't. Oh, it all adds up. It all adds up. Oh, that was a little harsh, wasn't it? That didn't land as nicely as it could have. Oh, yeah, you pay attention, it's nice, isn't it? If you're not paying attention, it might be rough. It might be rough. Oh my goodness. So silly. Did move her feet though, that was very good. She's very smart. I know. Her body jiggled a lot. Her body jiggled a lot. Her feet didn't move. Oh, her body's still jiggling. There it is. Oh, she can handle it. See, oh, you're just trying to fool me. I'm trying to get in your pockets. I'll try to get in your pockets. Because I ain't worried about no rope going over my neck. Or over my back, under my belly, around my leg. I know, sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget. Oh, nobody said go anywhere, did they? I didn't think so. We gotta go through this whole process again. Oh man. Ah, belly, right leg, right over the head. Oh, she's so smart. So yeah, so smart. Over the belly, behind the back legs, over the belly. Somebody's putting show sheen on you. Yeah, he's getting slippery. He's getting slippery. Okay, let's go get you. Finally got her back. Oh, didn't do anything wrong. And it's okay that she does that. But something happened over there. It'd be the first thing she'd run over. So keeping her in that thinking state, thinking that even if something did go wrong, she's checked in often enough. She's going to go, well, that's not the place I want to go to escape. I'm a thinker. I'm not thinking I need to escape from anything that far away anyway. It's always a good idea to just see how long she can look away without hearing, without you doing anything about it, by stopping the scratching.
I spend a lot of time at Oakland shooting video in various news programs and whatnot. And the way I didn't like being there at all. I didn't like the way they handled the horses or anything. I spent a lot of time on the back. Yeah.
I know, I do. It makes me sick to go and see them in the fall. You never get to see out. And you know, that's just like when we got, don't call me for that. I don't know where you're the say it had couldn't build it in somewhere
No, he's good. Oh yeah, he was. Remember how he's still hard to halter. Yeah, it's just because he's, you know, humans is always a me versus them thing instead of a partner thing. So if he was bored, didn't have anything to do, and you came into his life, well, now he's got somebody to play with. And so he's trying to put everything in his mouth he can get. And he just wants to be the dominant. That's just what, you know, any horse that thinks very much that their selves want to be the dominant one. She wants to be dominant. She just wants to go, you don't know what you're saying, your accent's off, and you missed a couple of vowels and verbs, and you don't know what you're talking about. But when you do, then they go, oh, you're interesting and engaging, and there's a repercussion if I don't pay attention, even though it's light. It's just nagging enough, like a static shock or something. You know, you could take them all day, but they're just annoying. That if you could avoid them just by taking a step away from it, you know, that's all that is just is showing them, okay, we're going to show you new boundaries and walls that you don't even see, and you'll do it without even thinking about it, and be happy because, you know, that's your world's making sense. You're not running into things like you would be in the wild or even in the pasture with other horses. It doesn't always make sense to them. You'll run into something or get like what she did to herself.
Well, guys, enjoy. I'm gonna go get some work done.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see you later.
Who? Oh yeah, that one tastes a little different, doesn't it? I don't know. That was pretty good. You didn't even act like you noticed. We better try that again. You see it over here? Ah, like a champion. That's how champions do it. Yeah, I was a party to all that horse abuse I didn't even know about for 25 years. I mean,
Well, I was the same when I was a kid. I didn't know what the heck I was doing.
just,
You know?
you do what your parents tell you to do, and they're, you know, they get along with all the horses or make them do whatever they want them to do, and well, that's the way you got to do it. And if you don't know any better,
Yeah, I learned from this guy who I thought, well, I didn't know anything when I was 11 years old.
yep. That's like part of our deal with going against traditional racing, where you're not going to say you're the bad guy because you're mean and nasty to animals. You didn't know that they had a consciousness and a constitution and able to feel and sense things and do all the things you want them to do without all that force, fear, and intimidation, and probably do it better, safer for everybody. A horse educated by fear is one day going to find something he's more afraid of than you.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Oh, you got to check it out again. That was my fault. I should have showed it to you before. You sure you don't want to see it? Just think if you've ever had a teacher that taught a subject that you didn't particularly like, but because they were engaging and interesting and made the learning fun, and you a lot more interested than the opposite teacher that just said read the book and do the work. And we know from history proves they both work. Just like any political system would work if there wasn't corruption. What a good girl. You're like a little statue. Give me my cookie. Give me my cookie. Like a lady. Like a lady. There.
Yeah, she was looking in my left pocket yesterday.
Horses learn good habits as quick as they learn bad habits. So the trick is try to sneak that cookie out of your pocket when they're not thinking about it, and give it to them in a separate place. Just all kinds of little. I even use it to. We used to do this even with racehorses because we didn't know anything about these kind of treats, but we had peppermints.
Yeah.
And you pull and they got where they hear that paper. So horses that were like when you're out on the track and getting ready before you go gallop, you want them to stand and relax a little bit. They don't even realize why, but that's some people would be, two seconds, just get them stand just for a second and then go because we got more to go. Or Some have, you know, luxury. You can go out there and spend 5-10 minutes sitting there letting that horse relax, you know. And so the horses that had a hard time with that, you know, if they knew the peppermint thing, you'd crinkle that paper every now and again and just get them, you know, stop thinking about worrying and think, oh, wait a minute, I might get a treat, and then, you know, just go, you were hearing things, and then crinkle one over here in this pocket, and then eventually give them one. And it just, even before I knew anything about natural horsemanship, we used to do that just to kind of keep their mind on us. I knew it was important, but I didn't know, you know, it was the most important thing. They're thinking about you. They're not thinking about all the dangers out there in the world. You're just like a little perfect little angel, aren't you? And yawning. The less she moves, the more she goes, oh, I understand. The quicker I stand here, and the quicker then I'm going to get that cookie, and I'm going to get the rest. And if we honor that all the time, that even if it's just for a moment, you know, on days we're in a hurry, that there's still just a moment of, yeah, that was good, a little bit relaxing. Oh, we got to go. Up and down, up and down. And trying to go with our energy first before we, you know, end up putting pressure on them and see what they feel. So my energy left her. Now pushing energy on her hindquarters, and as soon as she connected, all that went soft, and she, oh, I must have done the right thing. I felt my butt getting warmer. I got my thinker on. I'll keep my butt away from you. That's a good idea. Oh, good girl. She's the best girl. Because if we get the stand still really good, then everything else is a lot easier. Like, you know, going to their feet or doctoring them or anything. If you can just keep going, well, I'm just going to keep moving with you and pushing you around until you decide you don't want to move, and then I'm going to see if I can't get you to go, oh, I got to move, until you're like, oh, that's the right thing. And then I reinforce that was the right thing, and then start again on whatever you're going to do. And if she moves around, and even if it goes to the 10th time, you know, you start heating it up a little bit, sending her hindquarters around a little quicker to back up, you know, less space in between the notes, and until she's like, oh man, and maybe even a few circles here and there, just to where she's like, I just want to stand still. And good, that's what we wanted you to do too. And instead of, you know, just oh, if you want to move, okay, let's go move. And eventually you're going to get that energy. Oh boy, instead of going, oh man, I got to go move around again. You go, oh boy, we got to go practice our. She's like, I forgot. No, you're right. But that's what you're looking for, is always having that happy attitude. You go, I'm happy to do it this way, or I'm happy to do it that way. Instead of they can read that frustration because it's coming out in energy. And if you're like, why are you like that? They're going, I got your number. I've outsmarted the predator. That's why I'm the ultimate prey animal, because I can get them frustrated and cause them to want to go, I don't want. Eventually, if I just keep doing this, if they're not speaking good enough, if we're not getting a clear understanding of each other, we can't, you know, speak clearly. Then, you know, but if you're really trying to help me understand what you're trying to say, and they're going to go, oh, and then eventually you're going to be more interesting than any other herd member they've ever had. You know, especially the more time you spent and more quality that time is, then you can't get them away from you. Like my wife's horse, she'll come out here and holler for him. And especially now, if there's not much grass, he'll see her and come trucking in. And but he's also got his herd, and she hadn't been able to get out here in a few weeks, so he's not bonded to her. But he's like, well, my guys need me out here if you're not going to do anything. But if she was consistent, he would just come running like he always did. Okay, little dumpling, you ready to move around a little bit now that you learned to stand so well? I know, you did so good. I want to reward all that effort. That's good effort. And even if in her mind she thinks, I don't know why we're standing here or why we're doing this or that, but all I know is if I stay connected, eventually I'm going to get a cookie. And anytime I disconnect and get tight, you know, I don't really want to be tight anyway, and he's going to do something about it, and they just start looking at you like, you are a benevolent dictator. I want to hang out with you. Oh yeah, I see you. You're so pretty. Because you don't know the truth until you take the lead line off. Take the halter off the head. Arr, 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 arr. Arr, 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 arr. Arr, 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 arr. Instead of getting mad at her for thinking I'm giving her a cookie, I'm trying to give her something else that she might like better. I'll find their itchy spot, their chin, hard to itch, underneath their chin. Just keep going until she's like, oh, every time you reach in here, it doesn't mean a cookie, and they'll quit that. And you want to notice that okay, if she's grabbing for a cookie, let me grab at her, pull her whiskers a little bit, just kind of get cheeky like you'd play with a dog. Just going, arr. You just kind of play just back a little bit until just a little bit, and then go just a little bit more until they're like, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. And then offer your hand in to do whatever you're going to do. And if they didn't nip at it, then maybe you eventually go, okay, because you were so good, here you go. She's going to think, wow, I don't know what it is, but I know grabbing at it is not going to get me anything but, more pressure that's unwelcome. And as soon as I relax again, whoa, out of the blue, here comes a cookie. Or here comes a rub on the head. Oh, you're so smart. You're like a superstar. That was even straight. Oh, that coming in not straight. No, coming in a little crooked over here. Oh, no, we got to remember everything. You're trying to put the 2 in front of the 3. We haven't even got to the 1 through. Got to finish that. Oh, boy, we're getting all crooked. I know it's been a few days. That's not why I'm not grading hard. I'm just saying, just go back to what we remember. There it is. One step at a time. We get one step perfect, we can repeat it. I'll go crazy. There. See how beautiful that was? That's worth a cookie. That was a big improvement over the first time. Yeah, nice girl. Good pony life, huh? It's a good pony life. Uh-oh, you didn't quite make it. No, don't go yet. Now I'll go. Oh, she didn't make it. You didn't make it. We're going to have to try again. And away they go. And she did it. That was excelente. That was excelente. That was excelente. I know. It's so hard to do. You're a good little girl. It is hard to do. you getting bored? Are you getting bored? That's my little girl. That's my little girl. Where are you? Where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? I'm over here. Thank you. Whew. You almost messed up. You almost messed up. I know. It's more important that you're here with me. Yeah. Okay, you want to keep going away. That's my girl. Uh-oh. Yeah, both ways, like a champion. Just like a champion. Yeah, both ways. It's like champions do it. They get a rest more than any of them. Champions get a rest more than anybody. Get on. Get on so I can have me another cookie. Okay, let's go find your reins. You never know when another cookie might pop in. Never know. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? What a champion. She's a champion. Got another spot back here. First time she's done that. Pretty good girl. Pretty good girl. That's pretty much as snug as it's going to get, isn't it? It's pretty much as snug as it's going to get. And take a couple steps. always a good idea to go take a couple steps after you cinch up, just in case. Get our feet set right. Oh, that's a little better. Ah, that's a little better. Ah. Phew. I know you're gonna have to stand still if you want a cookie. That's part of the way this thing works. Ah, yes. What a champion. What a champion. She is a champion. There it is. Oh my goodness. Almost like a pilot and pre-flight checks. That's kind of what we're doing on the ground, moving around. She's saying yes, yes I understand, yes I understand. I can touch her back here. The first time I did it that one day, it wasn't the first time, but she wasn't paying attention. Went, oh. Little thing, just always checking that all these things are. She's curious about it, going, okay, I stood good, give you a cookie. And if she was trying to walk off before we'd ready, we'd just go, okay, we'll start doing our practice. And before we go anyway, we're going to do our practice. So she didn't start it, which is good. Good girl. I didn't ask for that yet. You're trying to get ahead of yourself. Neutral lateral. You're way too smart for your own good. You're trying to put two in front of one. That's a smarty pants. Uh-oh, where are you going? Neutral lateral. So when you first get on her, that's what you're going to do. Exactly these things. Sit there and hang out with her for a minute. It feels like she's not going to go anywhere, and you're giving her a lot of attention. Ask her for a couple yields for her not to get. See, now she's going. See, 'cause we always go, oh, we do one, and then we do 1, 2. So don't get trapped. Don't fall into that trap, because she won't be able to isolate the maneuver. On the day we just want her to bring her head around and give her a cookie, she's not already going, okay, move the hindquarters, okay, move the forequarters, and you're like, whoa, where'd you go that for? Not the front, not the front, the back. What's going on? We forgot how this thing works. We forgot how this thing works. It's a good thing we did the pre-flight checks. No, that's not what I asked. That's not what I asked. They're in neutral. When you're in neutral lateral flexion, your weight's completely in the middle. And then when you want that hindquarters to go, then you put the weight on the front.
Now, are you kind of leaning towards the right a little bit?
I'm leading to the
Whichever side you're.
Yeah. So it'd be this foot, and then when I want to go to that hindquarter yield, I lean on this leg, and she want her to pivot off to go there.
Okay.
I mean, just for sure, just getting that and that, because they'll start keying into that. They go, oh, I feel him sitting back there. It must be a forequarter yield, because you're going to have the nose tipped to one side or the other, at least one degree off center, and they're going to start taking that. And go, oh, I feel the weight shift, and the legs start. As the weight shifts, your body kind of tilts. Now this leg's closer to her, and she's going to feel that energy. I have the rein picked up maybe, and have this keep her from going forward.
So you took your right leg off?
Yeah, I'm not doing anything. I'm trying to get her standing back still, and then we're going to have to go to neutral lateral. All else fails. Yeah, I know. That's our number one safety mechanism we can build into the horse. Whew. If it's just like blinking where they can't even not do it, then that's going to keep you. That's what'll keep you safe, because you can take their attention off whatever they think's going to scare them, get it back on you, chasing you around for cookies instead of running away from the dragon. Yeah, I know. You should get more cookies. I know you should. It's a terrible life you lead. Terrible. Maybe you should ask for cookies less, and maybe you'll get more. How's that feel? There it was. 4/4 like a dance. What a girl. And you can think of it as doing, okay, let's do a little what I want and a little what you want. And back and forth. She wants to go, and we can go wander around until I feel like she's getting into a spot where she's getting a little tired or worrying about something. I go, okay, well, let's get your attention back on me, make sure and get her back to calm, and then go through 2 or 3 yields and let her go see what she wants to do. And she might just want to go up to that spot and eat grass. But she just thinks, man, you're not just going to come out here and go, yang, 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 drive me around, kick me around, go here and there. If I kind of got some input into this, and then you're going to start seeing, oh, what does she like to do better than other things? And let's do some of that before, in the middle, and after, or what we plan on doing.
Okay.
And if you get the right trail people, they want to do the same thing with their horse. So you go, it's not just hut, 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 down the trail, down the trail, down the trail. You can stop and eat some grass, take a drink, have a picture or something, and they just don't think, oh, we're on the trail, gotta go. And then you see those jiggy horses that want to can't stop. It's mostly because they don't know how to relax. I know you're the best girl. We keep tapping all these little things in nice and easy. She doesn't even feel like she's having to do anything. She's, yes, yep, I can do this, I can do that, and get the rest and relaxation from it. Ready? We ready? We're not paying attention. There we go. Now, what a girl. See, it's the bestest one there ever was. See, it's the bestest girl there ever was. I know. See, super smart. See, super smart. See, super smart. Is this belly itching too? Is this belly itching too? Oh my goodness. So many spots on you. So many spots on you. It's not always a cookie coming down the tube, is it? Not always a cookie coming down the tube. Oh, she's the best dancer. She's the best dancer. And I'm not even having to add any leg. It's just whatever leg it ends up touching her is because it shifted from this to that, and now it's starting to be on her, but nowhere even close to getting to the spurs. And you never will when they're paying attention. It's just when they have a oopsie moment, you may have to get their attention with a little more pressure. But the more you practice all these things, the more they just, it's not like they can even try to refuse. They just go, oh, I gotta do this, and then doing that puts them back into that thinking mode. I know, we'll mix it up. We'll mix it up and go for another little trot. What do you think? Hup, hup, hup. And we're trotting. Ah, like a superstar. They don't make them much better than that. I'd say as good as she's doing today, I'd bring your boots and be ready to ride tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we're of course staying here, and I'll get her used to that mounting block. That's easier for everybody. She's little, but
Well, I've taught her a move to the fence.
Yeah.
Down off the fence.
it'll work the same.
So I've moved her to a mounting block.
Yeah.
Because the reason I did that, these therapeutic horses we have,
Yeah.
pull them up to that big mounting block and they'll swing that ass
Mhm.
out. So I saw
And that's
some trainer, I can't remember who it was, Kim McNabb, I think, anyway.
oh yeah.
I saw him do a move to the mounting block and I did that, and now our horses are getting right up there.
Yeah.
You know,
Once they understand what you want, and there's a repercussion for not doing it.
yeah.
Same deal with her. That if she doesn't want to stand still, okay, we keep moving. If she doesn't want to go as far as I want to ask her to, okay, we'll start again. And I just want her to get in the habit of going. I'm going to ask you to go, and you're going to go until I ask you to go. If you try to stop before then, I'm going to go. Okay, well, let's start again. I'm going to ask you to go, and I'm going to try to do it. Try to get her stopped. Just because we're in a round pen, I'm using the one round as the first key. Well, the first day we just did half a round. You did something where she got out on the circle, and then she kind of had the idea, okay, we're out, we got to go out here and do something, and what is it? And he just keeps making me do it again and again. Let me just keep doing it, and all of a sudden, oh, now he's done, and they start getting the habit of going, okay, I don't stop when I say I stop. I stop when he says he stops. And just getting that habit, so you're not always having that cluck, 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 cluck. And same reason why I don't just keep going. You didn't make it, keep going, because then they don't even know where the start was again. Here's the start. We get to practice our back up and our 4/4 yield and our trot depart and get back out on circle. So we're not just going, no, you're not doing it right. Try again. Okay, let's stop. Reset. Let's go back to the things you know how to stop, how to yield your hindquarters, how to back up, yield your forequarters, and then go on. So we'll practice all that instead of ever getting frustrated. Come on, just go. Oh, it's just your choice. You can either go or not go. But if you're not going to go, then we'll start again until you do what you're supposed to do. As soon as you do what you're supposed to do.
No, I know if I have a good time of mine, I don't even go around the horse.
Yeah.
I learned that a long time ago.
Yeah, that's the hardest part is even for me is not getting frustrated and realizing turn that frustration into fascination
me too.
and go, oh, okay, I feel myself getting frustrated. I'm on the wrong track. What do I need to do different? And then that's keeps me going in the right direction.
But I'm going to be less frustrated after we finish with this.
Yeah.
Man, I'm ecstatic about that. I know this is nothing new.
No, I mean, usually it takes a lot longer for them to get that light and that responsive at those yields.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still. I'm having to go. Come on, put level 3 pressure on their face until they finally go. Oh, what do you want? Kind of over here, and where she's just, yep, and it all comes from being just knowing when they say yes and releasing when they get that idea and oh, is this what you want? And go, yeah, immediately. So then if you keep holding that pressure, and they go, well, I and then all of a sudden the pressure goes away. And well, it kind of didn't make sense. It kind of made sense, but it gets them. Just releasing when they get to the right point. As soon as it crosses their mind where they're going, just like when you go to back up. When I first add that energy, if I can feel her energy start to back up, my energy goes down. I just wait for her to finish that sentence and go back. And then as soon as she lands, pick up that energy again and see if then kind of land it and give it that microsecond of a release that you did the right thing, and then see if I can't keep it going without ever visibly looking like I threw any energy at her. And then you'll see when she kind of starts to get off, I go, oh, put a little energy on that side, push the front back to square, look at her hindquarters, and you'll see, oh, there's a rhyme and reason to what we're doing here. And eventually they'll start backing, and she did. Right front, left hind in sync, each step instead of dragging, kind of shuffling back. And they start kind of marching back and reaching back with their hind feet because they go, oh, okay, we're going back. And I know the sooner I hurry up and get back, the sooner he'll quit asking me to go back, and maybe we'll get to do something else. or we'll do whatever. And that once they realize, once they understand it, then I'll add a little fire to it and add a little more pressure to see if they can do it a little quicker. And once they understand, just like the trot forward, it just trots just a little more. Sorry. She's like, whoa, what are you doing? Trots just a little bit more energy than the walk, and you just kind of keep it up until they trot, and then you find that rhythm, and then go just a little bit slower than the trot and see if they find that rhythm back to the walk. She's a little sweetheart. She still wants to. She's going to be. That's her thing. She's more dominant than she is fear-based. She's more thinking-based than she is fear-based. But that poses the extra problem that she's going to be checking all the time. If you're how good a leader you are, and if you're not very good, well, maybe I can do this, or maybe I can do that. And if you go, if you want to move your feet extra, then let's do some extra feet moving. And then she's going to go, oh, wait a minute, no, I'm not going for that.
It'll be a challenge for a while.
Well, I luckily and unluckily, I've been 25 years of breeding horses and having the balance and kind of know what they're going to do before they're going to do, even though what I didn't know. So, but I had to unlearn so many of that pulling thing. Pull on both reins, and always have that pressure on them. I had to undo all that. It took forever. Where people that never rode horses, had any experience with them, they pick this up a lot easier than most. But yeah, it's training your mind to just quit doing what you used to do and trust that they'll find it. Set it up for them to find it. Oh my goodness, that was bad. That was not good at all. That was like a D-. Oh. I know. I hate practicing the notes. Got to make sure you're in tune. It's like any instrument. We're in tune together, playing the right notes. Oh, everybody wants to go play with that boot. The lower she carries her head, the easier it is on her back, the more she's not worried, and the more she can realize, oh, I can. But most people, you can't help it. If they're going to just pull on that head, and then they get that opposition reflex, and then their head comes up, and now their head just always stays up. Now their back's hollow, and then all of a sudden your horse's back's sore, he's got saddle sores, and this saddle doesn't fit, and that saddle. It's all because of the way they're moving. If they're moving in a relaxed, thinking way, and if they're not, then we stop and go, okay, well, let's get back to thinking and try it again. And eventually they're just going to go, oh yeah. It's like the circle. Eventually that I won't accept less than 4 circles round and in the shape of the circle, and an ear and eye on me, but focus on where you're going, but ready to stop anytime. As you advance. That's just where it all goes. That they're like, I know it's the end somewhere, but I dare not stop before he says, and let me just keep going. Eventually they almost like somebody that jogs or something. You find that pace that's good for your body, and you just cruise and go for a long time. That's part of the theory of why we think we're going to be better, especially at the longer races, the classic distance like 10 furlongs of the Kentucky Derby and 12 for the Belmont Stakes, is because our horses will they're not going to be going, they're going to go, oh, we're at a pace. We're going to go 1/8 of a mile in 12 seconds, and we can just cruise this pace all the way around. We're not taxing our muscles any more than what we've already practiced. We're doing it exactly the same way. Next thing you know, you're in track record time on both races, nearly. 2 minutes for a Derby it's been surpassed 2 or 3 times, and the world record might be 1:57, 56, depending on how hard the track was. But that's a little faster than 8s and 12. But there's probably a lot of factors with the way the tracks, which what they'll do around Derby time anyway is make that track faster so that it looks like they're the fastest horses ever. But They end up going 203, 202 and change. They don't, and then the horses are all done because their systems give out from all the cortisol and adrenaline dumps. Little cranky ears is not a good sign, but again, in the beginning, I'm not going to get too upset about it. I'm just going to try to make that harder for her to display that kind of behavior. You go, well, wait a minute, you said 1 round was enough, 1 round was enough. And in the beginning, she thinks it's 1 round, but it turns out it's just going to be whenever we stop. And she's going to realize, oh, the less resistance I put up, probably this will get even stopped sooner. But just like if somebody come grabbed you, or some alien come down and come grabbed you out of your house and said, let's go do this and do that, and if it tried to make sense to you, then it wouldn't be such an imposition. But if it was hard, and you'd be like dreading it, and you wouldn't know where to put your effort. What a superstar, huh? Stopped riding. Oh, there we go. What a good girl she is. She is the best girl. She need a cookie. Cookie time. Cookie time. All that work was worth it, huh? All that work is worth it. Superstar. So hard on you. So hard on you. It's very hard. I was kind of surprised that other dog jumped up. They'll do that on my other horses. I'll have them jump up and I'll rub on them. But she wasn't paying attention. I didn't see it coming either.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you saw that coming.
I didn't. That dog that did it usually has to be coaxed to do it. You know, you have to really ask him to come up. You are turning into a superstar. super smart. I know. Not every pony can be as smart as her. Whoa! Just like a lady. Just like a lady, dude. Oh. Hi there, buddy. Hi there, buddy. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. You ready to get rid of this stuff? I never tried to sneak around her with this, but the more confident she is, the more I'm just going to act like she's, you know, not even going to, and throw my stuff around like I would, and just testing always to see how does she feel about that. Is she worried, or is she, so she's naturally more thinking minded, but still a comfort seeker, so they're going to find the path of least resistance, stand and act like a partner, and everything will go a lot quicker. Ah, another cookie. Oh, you're a champion for sure. You're a champion for sure.
Should I clip that hair around that wound?
You know, it's pretty much almost all healed anyway. I don't know that it'll help it.
Okay,
Like I said, it was probably
a few days old.
a few days old the way the scabs were.
You want me to spray some tetracycline on it?
You know, I don't even know that it needs it because it's pretty pretty scabbed over.
Oh, okay.
She didn't seem to.
Good girl. Are you gonna work another horse
No,
in here?
no, you got this.
Okay.